Hey, welcome to your weekly confidence boost. Today I want to ask you a question. When is the last time you had an adventure or went on an adventure? What comes to your mind? Is it recent? We just had summer, so maybe you went on some summer adventures. Maybe not. Maybe it's further back. And how do you define adventure? How do you know? I mean, it's pretty open-ended the way I'm asking it. It could be in any area of your life. An adventure could be something in your physical life. You go somewhere, you travel somewhere, physical endurance kind of thing. It could be in your business, your career. It could be in your romantic life. There's some adventures right there. Dating adventures, relationship adventures, marriage adventures. It could be an adventure with your kids. It could be an adventure with your grandma. I don't know. What is the adventure for you? So before this, I was looking up what the definition of adventure was. And it says an unusual or exciting, typically hazardous experience or activity. Interesting. Unusual and exciting, typically hazardous experience. So, it's important to know how quickly you can answer this question and what the adventure was for you. Because here's the thing, we all have a pull towards stability, comfort, predictability, stay inside, stay safe, keep everything the same. And then we also have a pull towards adventure. And many people that I work with, before they come into my world, have lived their life too far on this side towards comfort, stability, predictability, and control. It's like, I'm not going to put myself out there because adventure, typically hazardous, right? Well, hazardous doesn't necessarily mean there's like, you're jumping off of a cliff with a squirrel suit or some extreme kind of thing like that. But hazardous could feel threatening, right? Dangerous. And oftentimes the adventures that we can go on in our lives might just be like, you might have a crazy adventure if you had the courage to go walk over to that person who excites you and start a conversation with them. And that could be exciting to you romantically. That could be exciting to you career-wise, business. Maybe it's exciting in friendship. I don't know. But any one of those is a doorway into a whole new experience of friendship or business or love that you could walk through. You could have that adventure today if you started that conversation, if you reached out, if you took that risk. And there's a part of us that's like, I don't want to take the risk. It's hazardous, so I'm going to stay inside. And then we stay inside, whatever that's literally inside or just sort of enclosed in your own little comfort zone, safety bubble. And then what happens? We start to feel more drained. We start to have lower energy. We start to feel less alive. Because here's the thing about taking the risks and having adventure. First of all, if it's hazardous, aren't you going to be anxious ahead of time? On some level, right? Unless you're just like, you've done it a million times, but then is it really an adventure? And so, yes, you might have confidence. Yes, I believe I could do this. Yes, that's why I signed up for this adventure. And I'm nervous, right? It's exciting. It's exciting and scary. There's instability there. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen next. And I wonder what's going to happen. I want to find out. And here's the thing. Even if it's scary, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's challenging, maybe especially if it's challenging, here's one thing you'll feel when you step into adventure. You'll feel more alive. And that's what this is about. More confidence, more aliveness, more vitality, ultimately more you, because you're not meant to stay totally stable and safe. And that's why people feel this like, it's comfortable, but it's suffocating. And it's like, I'm meant for more. I know I can do more. I have more potential to flex. And it doesn't matter whether you're 25 or 75. If you're still here and you're still breathing, there's more. And so notice that pull towards comfort and stability and security, and that's okay. You can indulge that some. But also, are you listening for the call for adventure? Are you heeding that call? So which leads me to my last question for this power boost, which is, what's your next adventure? What's it going to be? It could be something really small. It could be something really big. It could be reaching out to a friend that you haven't talked to in many years to see what might emerge. And maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's a whole new path of friendship. Maybe you invite someone over that you know and love that you haven't seen in a little while, depending on what's going on with what location you're in. Maybe you guys wear masks. I don't know. And you decide to cook a meal you've never cooked before. That's a little adventure. Just a little bit. Getting a little crazy. Make it spicy if you want to get more adventurous. And maybe you want to do something more. I talked to a client recently about this, and he decided that he had not done anything a long time, and he said, you know what, I want to start small. And there's this river that was near his house that was about 30 minutes away that he'd never been to, but a lot of people traveled there because it was so beautiful. And he's like, I'm going to spend the day out by the river. Again, a small adventure. Another client I work with had been wanting to travel overseas for many, many years. In fact, he'd had multiple times where he had a trip set up and he canceled it, whether it was a month out or 6 months out. For, oh, I'm too busy with work or blah, 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 blah. And then as we worked together, he's like, I'm doing it. And he spent 3 weeks in Thailand, and it was life transforming. And he loved it. And he developed lifelong friendships and had crazy adventures. And he needed that. He needed that ability to take that risk and leap into that. So what's your next adventure? Whether it's small, big, is it on your calendar? Do you know when you're going to do it? So see whether you know right now during this video or it comes to you this week. But heed that call for adventure. And until we speak again, may you have the courage to be who you are and to know on a deep level that you're awesome.